All right, we're a D&D podcast. Roll your D20 to see if you go in the ever-after realm of forbidden Hessians. Oh no! Roll your D20.
D&D, you are, of course, referring to...
You're an elf.
Dickheads and dum-dums.
Dickheads and dum. You're an elf, Steven. You're dickheads and dum. You're navigating this dum-dum. You're in a dum-dum's asshole right now. And you gotta roll your D20 for initiative, okay? Roll your fucking D20.
Darts and Danishes.
Darts and roll your fucking D20 so we can become a very popular D&D roleplay podcast where we have silly adventures.
There is already a popular D&D role-playing podcast.
You could be a gnome, but you'll be the gnome that fucks, and everyone will laugh.
On the Reddit for podcasting, I got disciplined by the moderator, who is actually the co-host of the successful D&D role-playing podcast, because I said that people could use a well-known editing program for free. And they can, but that guy didn't like me saying it. So now I'm at war with the moderators of the Reddit podcasting.
Yeah, we're gonna be the extreme D&D podcast, the one that doesn't fuck around. Yeah. It'll be the podcast with all the burning questions about society. But instead of abortion, it'll be dwarf abortion. You know, we'll see the lens.
Instead of gun control, it'll be elf gun control.
Right, arrow control. Elf Chris Rock goes, we don't need bow control. We need arrow control.
Hey, you know what I call arrow control? Using both or all three hands, depending on your race or class type. If you have three. You might have three hands if you're... Don't some elves have three hands? Isn't that a thing?
Oh, sorry. When you talked about race, just what immediately sprung to mind was like a D&D police shooting. It's like that's what they tried to do with that movie Bright. The orcs are
what?
The oppressed minority. Remember that movie Bright with the orc cop?
No, didn't see it.
It was the orc cop and Will Smith.
Are you kidding me? They tried to make orcs.
It was written by Max Landis, Hollywood creepozoid, Max Landis, and he wrote The Orc Cop, where the orcs are black people. And there's a line in it that's famous where Will Smith says, "Fairy lives don't matter today."
He says,
"Yeah, because he kills a fairy because they're like pests."
Oh my god!
And then he says.
I'm reading the description. You're not exaggerating at all. LAPD police officer and his orc partner confronting racism and police corruption while protecting a magic wand?
It was huge. It was very popular for some reason. Netflix touted the watch figures of Bright. Apparently people were into Bright, but it was also recognized critically as being just a mess.
Well, did they have Varg?
It's social...
Did Varg consult on this? Because he's got a whole theory about orcs and racism, let me tell you.
Yeah, I like that Max Landis is just vibing with Varg one day. He just met him at the Hollywood... I guess Varg wouldn't like the Hollywood rape palace, but Varg's not a rapist. He's a murderer, but he's not a rapist.
Hey, that guy was going to murder Varg.
Yeah.
He said it. He said so. He said, boy, I wish I could kill that guy. And that was to Varg. That was like, oh, he has threatened me. And so then he stabbed him 400 times.
Now we're not just going to do 45 minutes of Varg Vickerness apologism here. But
no, we're going to go over the different types of penile conditions and diseases that you can get. Because there's quite a few. Some are serious medical emergencies, but some are congenital, which they're present at birth and develop over time. So the first one is balanitis. Balanitis.
Balanitis. It's a penis disease.
Yeah, it's inflammation of the glands, which is the head of the penis.
Oh, the glands.
The glands.
So you get a real big head.
So if the foreskin is also inflamed, the condition is called balanoposthitis.
Balanoposthitis.
So the most common cause of balanitis is poor hygiene in uncircumcised males. So that's not going to apply to you and me.
You got an expanding head. Yeah, we clean our dicks immaculately.
Well, no, we're both circumcised.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, so there is a point to it. Well, we can't get balanitis. Thank you. Thank you, Jewish elders, for showing us the way.
Let's see. The treatment is cutting off the entire penis. Wow.
What?
That's the only way you can treat it.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No, you're exaggerating. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know.
That's what maybe this is because this is like a feminist website. I'm looking at...
Why is this a feminist website?
Epipadias, hypopadias, penile cancer. For every single one, they're saying the solution is cut off the penis.
It's I think you've stumbled upon the nullo website. I don't think the feminists would advocate it.
So priapism is a persistent erection that lasts for more than 4 hours, and the only treatment is cutting off the penis.
Okay. That sounds drastic.
A common cause of priapism is marijuana.
Smoke too much weed, you get real hard.
Is that true? For 4 hours?
I'm high all the time, and I'm just, I'm hard all the time too, Hard and high. That's the old expression, hang 'em hard and hang 'em high.
How do you walk around?
With an erection.
But doesn't it hurt?
Not when you get used to it, and it's good. You're like an ordinal point.
Maybe you have a billowy pants.
Yeah, I have billowy pants, so I'm like it looks like the flag of Nepal the way that I've got it arranged. It's beautiful. Sorry to our Nepalese fans. No, my penis isn't that big. If anything, it would just be some sort of semaphore flag or naval flag that I would be sporting. Not the majestic flag of the wonderful nation of Nepal.
So some of the other penis conditions are like your urethra doesn't go out the hole, and instead it curves up, and so you have kind of a blowhole situation.
You got curvy urethra. You got a spout.
Yeah, so you got the pee goes up in a different direction than you were expecting. You hit yourself in the face.
Well, that seems easy enough to correct if it's soft. You just bend it a little, and point the spout down towards the toilet. But everyone knows the horrors of Morningwood. You're trying to pee and you got a boner, and you're trying to angle your boner down, and it's pointless. And you got to get at a weird angle. You have to straddle the toilet. You have to go.
Yeah.
You have to start doing deep knee thrusts on the toilet.
Epispadias, the weird.
Epispadias.
There's 2 surgical techniques, and they are called the modified Cantwell technique.
The modified Cantwell technique.
And the Mitchell technique.
It's the Mitchell. My God, the Mitchell technique. That's
technique.
Great. A really mundane name plus a technique.
For that to be my question in med school. What is the difference between the modified Cantwell technique and the Mitchell technique?
No. And because you've read this penis webpage, you've never studied a medical book, but you Slumdog Millionaire it because you remember this penis webpage.
Yeah, this is a great penis webpage. Ooh, the pictures are scary.
You got scary pictures of bulbous penises?
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm glad I don't have to memorize that.
There are some people that urologists. They're cock doctors. They're cockters. They study the dick. Diseases of the dick.
I study the dick.
I am a man that studies the dick. All my life I've been obsessed with the human penis. To unlock its mysteries. To salvage the ancient messages within. I alone, Dr. Penis Man, will unlock these. I knew I was a child. I was called, my surname was Penis Man, which is why I became obsessed to begin with. It's an aptonym.
So what would you here we go. What would you say would make up the majority of civilian penile injuries? What Wikipedia differentiates civilian penile injuries? What's the most common cause?
I would say running with a boner and tripping and breaking your penis.
Well, that's probably in the same category as blunt trauma, because
blunt trauma. Great. That just sounds like someone taking a baseball bat to your penis, and then it just conforming to a perfect right angle afterwards.
And then the burns and other accidents the remaining 10%.
Burns and other accidents. Yeah, I was cooking bacon naked. And I spilled some of the grease on my on old mister there.
Because of its thin skin, the penis is susceptible to full thickness 3rd-degree burns.
Woo! Woo! Do they have any photos of a burnt penis?
They have some pretty gnarly photos on wikipedia.org/wiki/penile_injury. If you want to go there.
Injuries. Look, penile isn't just a river in Africa. You see. You see. Jokes. The jokes keep on coming here at House of Decline.
That's a good one.
Now.
Penile. Well, let's switch to talking about balls then.
Well, we can switch to talking about balls. Yeah, we're talking about injuries of the penis. Let's talk about injuries of the balls.
Maybe your balls
One of the big news
up.
of the week.
Yeah.
And something I didn't make a comic about. Maybe I should have. Ellie Valley made a comic, but his comic was good, but it was basically just saying what happened. Which is why I didn't make a comic about it, because it's just so bizarre. There's no need to embellish it with any sort of humor. It's just so Nicki Minaj went on Twitter to say that her cousin in Trinidad had to cancel a wedding because the groom's balls swelled up due to the COVID vaccine, and so she's become the darling of the right wing. Anti-vax movement, such that Tucker Carlson has had her as a byline, has had the swollen balls as the chyron every night for the past 5 nights. It's Balls Gate.
Now, did you? I sent you a little link of a guy on Twitter who injects silicone into his balls. Did you happen to check him out?
I've seen all those guys before.
Maybe her cousin is just embarrassed about being a silicone injector.
Yeah, or they have, like, the other people were saying, it's probably an STD. He probably got pinworms or something like that.
Pinworms is not an STD.
Or he's parasite.
Pinworms is something that children get in their butts.
Sure.
They get pinworms. But, yeah, he might have gotten an STD. Or he might, my theory, he's a silicone injector fetish guy. You know, they're like, oh, I like having a full pair of balls. And they inject silicone directly into the ball sack until it swells to like 5-6 times the size. It's like the size of a head.
What if he's just he's like a devout Christian and he's never had sex with his wife before. They're saving it for marriage. And he's embarrassed of his very huge balls.
His balls are just backed up.
His balls are just huge. No, they're just huge. And ever since I was a child, my balls were huge. They teased me. They called me sack guy, and I would go to the shed and cry, and I used my enlarged scrotum as a napkin to wipe as a hanky to wipe the tears, So and he saw it out. There's this hysteria about the COVID vaccine. Maybe I can blame that, and my fiance then will love me because she'll then blame the international Jewish conspiracy.
Well, wait.
Instead of me.
Sound effect. Did Nicki Minaj go on to blame a Jewish conspiracy?
No, she didn't blame the Jewish conspiracy. But if you go down enough anti-vax threads lead eventually back to the Jews. The Jews do it. Jews did it.
There's some paranoia coming from you,
Yes, I agree with that position. The Jews are doing everything. We're so crafty, We just love getting one over on people. We just love being tricksters like Loki. What if you had a whole race of Lokis?
What? You can't take that.
What are you talking about?
My Varg alarm is going off. What are you talking about, Varg alarm? They're trying to steal our gods.
Is not Loki the Jew of the gods? That's how I would pitch it to Varg.
I don't know. So is Nicki Minaj gonna go on Tucker?
I think she hasn't she?
I don't know.
I think she already has gone on Tucker. She's appeared on Tucker to do anti-vax awareness routine. You know, don't take whatever they tell you. And so it's I don't know. There's what's very creepy about the anti-vax people is they'll use a real tragedy like the Tuskegee experiments specifically to target black people, and you'll see black anti-vax people cite the Tuskegee experiments as reasons why they shouldn't trust the government. And you know what? It's not a bad argument.
Well, I don't. I was thinking about that. I couldn't come up with anything. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say that. Like, so the argument is that they shouldn't trust the government because of things like the Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah, like you don't know what they're injecting you. You can't verify. I mean, in this situation, I think if you're thinking of my reasoning. Without being an expert, and why I trust the vaccine is that it is in no one's best interests for humanity to be incredibly sick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, so I was wondering about the Tuskegee experiment, so I went and looked it up, and it's, like, really bad. I mean, so...
it's one of the worst things.
The CDC, I think it was specifically the CDC, like... was not telling all of these people they had syphilis, and then they were whistleblowers, and then the CDC was like fucking with the whistleblowers and like having them followed, and eventually the whistleblowers blew the whistle enough.
But what's crazy about it is that stuff similar to the Tuskegee experiments actually does go on with like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation testing out those weird GMO mosquitoes in Africa.
I mean,
like that's not a. I mean, that's not a conspiracy.
I'm in favor of GMO mosquitoes. I like to genetically engineer stuff.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm afraid of mosquito.
I'm just
Terminator.
a nerd, you know. I like the tech aspect.
Mm-hmm. You're not just a nerd, you know. I just like the. You know, I love the Terminators. You know, they're beautiful. You know.
Seriously, like drones, like the AI technology that you need to mistakenly bomb 10 civilians, 7 of whom are children, instead of actually ISIS fighters. It's really interesting.
It's a really elegant technology.
Like what? That's like a bug, right? Like, oops, we killed 7 children. As revealed in the New York Times and then quickly buried, that when Joe Biden wanted to retaliate for the bombing in Afghanistan outside the airport, we just went and killed 7 children.
Yeah, we call that a beta test in the biz.
Yeah, so remember to thank a veteran when you see one.
Yeah, they're gamers, just like you and me.
For using an Xbox controller to kill 7 children.
Gamers, rise up.
Like, yeah, that's what veterans do these days. Make sure to call up your councilman and ask for more of your taxes to go to the VA for all the veterans of the Afghanistan war with tendinitis. Because it's really playing a PS4 controller, moving those drones around 12 hours a day can get really tiring, and you might end up getting such inflamed wrists that you need wrist surgery, and that's like takes 6 weeks to recover from.
I think the problem is we need to make war more like Dark Souls. It needs to be more challenging. There needs to be more penalties. You know, like if your drone dies, you know, you have to go back all the way to where you started. You know. I think, you know, that's why our soldier retention is down, PTSD is high. We gotta. I mean, I wonder if they're gonna gamify drone strikes. Like, if you're a soldier, like you get experience points, you get measurable experience points depending on targets.
I bet you like level up.
Get the gamified experience, and then you get, you know, perks. You get to do your little avatar on the drone software starts.
I mean, they have that with just their fucking medals.
Fortnite dances.
They just have that with their fucking medals.
You're right. That is what that is.
And there's
Those
like,
your
if you
achievements.
compare like a picture of Dwight D. Eisenhower and all of his medals with General Milley. Like the guy, General Milley's got like half of his a quarter of his coat is covered in medals. Eisenhower's got like 3. There's medal inflation.
Yeah, sometimes you want to flaunt. You know, some generals are more flamboyant than others. Yeah. Like all the gay generals in the military, just wearing all their medals and accoutrements, flashing their thighs towards the boys in the field. Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo, Marines! Look at my bottom!
So what was, like, the response to Nicki Minaj?
The libs mocked her, and the right embraced her. They love her now. She's now, like, a based Nicki figure in the same way that Kanye became based Kanye after he wore the MAGA hat. Couple polarizing figures. I still like her music. I don't really care. Like, I don't think... I guess I could... Some people are saying, oh, she's going to influence people to be anti-vax. I guess so. But those people were probably leaning to anti-vax anyway if they could be swung by Nicki Minaj's opinion on the subject.
I mean... I don't know. Why can't they just figure out a different way, you know? Like
a different way
of getting the vaccine inside. Why don't they just put it in food or something? God damn it! Like, come up with a second way of taking it by now. I know everyone's flipping out all the time, but maybe what if you could just put it in a little pill?
I think we can solve the hospital bed problem and the willingness to take COVID. So when polio happened, or when rubella, like when all those old diseases that were inoculated out of existence, they had the disgusting body horror side effects, you know, ones that you could plainly see. With COVID, it looks like a cold and then you die. It looks like a really bad flu and then you die. So people are like divorced from the symptoms.
Well, you also you get like you can lose your sense of smell and taste for like a year. Like some people lost their sense of smell and taste and never got it back. That
sounds horrible.
That would be bad. I don't want that to happen.
But imagine how thin you'd get. Imagine how thin you'd be.
What if
you could smoke again?
What if you just start eating nonstop because you're like, I have to taste something?
That'd be a body horror thing. Getting a nausea, so you move on to stronger and stronger smells. You know, you start trying to smell horse shit. You start smelling ammonia. You know. I wonder how does blow feel different if you can't smell? Probably not.
Do you smell the cocaine?
I don't know what it is. I think what happens is the cocaine gets into your nasal capillaries.
Yeah, you kind of taste it. But I guess if you can't taste, then it's good too.
But I feel it would wouldn't cocaine also bind to smell receptors? We should get a chemist on the show.
What? Cocaine binds to smell receptors?
Cocaine must have a smell.
What's a smell receptor?
The smell receptors are the things in your nose which specific molecules interlock with to generate electrical impulses that read smells.
Smells are electric?
Yes, it's all electric. We're dolls of meat electricity. We're pure dolls of meat electricity. That's what we are.
Odor molecules. Dude, this shit's fake. Smelling is like you can't explain it, and it happens from God.
Yeah, smelling is the God sense. It's the nose is the God organ. The nose is an organ.
That's fun to think about God and him smelling stuff. Like, because we're quote unquote made in His image. So like, what's God?
So God shits.
What's God smells? What is He? What is there a shit so stinky that even when God smelled it, even with His perfect olfactory receptors, He would barf?
I feel like the answer is when that happens. See, I feel like Augustine would have been way into mirror universes. So whenever something happens that God can't resolve, it splits into two timelines where God does the thing and doesn't do the thing, thus doing all the things. See, that's how I would explain it if I were a sci-fi Christian.
So there's like an infinite range of universes with smells and varying intensities.
Yeah, all of which happen at the same time.
Wow. And then, so if you smell something really strong, maybe you've slipped over into a little place I like to call the smell zone.
It's the smell zone where everything smells. Oh no.
That's like a 90s restaurant place discovery area for kids, the smell zone.
And it's like Charles Bronson at the end of it. I thought I was smelling them, but it turns out they were smelling me. And everything is noses in the end, and he's going, "Ah!" And he's turning into a nose. "Ah! Ah!"
I'm pretty sure the Discovery Zone is out of business.
Yeah, there was too much cum in the ball pits.
Yep. Too many of our fans were going.
Too many of our fans coming in the ball pit. Yeah,
going to the ball pits.
Just hanging out, just like their nose directly above water and their eyes shifty while a bunch of kids are around them. You could just see their head, their eyes shifting around, and clearly jack it off in the ball pit.
That's a good. That sounds like a Far Side cartoon. Because you see the balls in the ball pit, and then there's just a pair of eyes the same size as the ball. The eyes have balls. The balls have eyes.
The balls have eyes. Once again.
Wait.
Yeah, that would be.
That's perfect.
The balls have.
The balls have eyes. That's a one panel. That's a one panel comic. I'm going to commission you to do.
Unfortunately, I know that's a joke that somebody's already done. And it's about, or there's a joke similar about it, of a very not good comedian who I just once saw live because but he's Joe Coy, and he's a comedian, and he's hacky, but he's popular. But he did tell a joke I found that was really funny, but he told it in a very Dane Cookie way. But the crux of the joke is, as a kid, he had once gotten into the magic markers and drawn eyes on his balls. And his mom tried to chastise him, but it was the funniest thing she had ever seen, so she couldn't stop laughing. There's something about eyes on balls, which are pretty funny. That's not where they're supposed to be. The balls have it. What are balls wide shut? No, I guess the balls have eyes as hills. So I mean, the balls are alive with the sound of music.
Saying deck the balls instead of deck the halls was always a way to get the whole class laughing. Mm-hmm. Maybe November 2001, 2002, you pop up in class and start singing Deck the Balls.
See, the reason why this was popular is because Nicki tapped into that instinct, which people quash their urge to find really dumb stuff like farts and saying balls and saying the fuck police and saying shit ass. All that stuff, it doesn't, you can get a laugh out of it. It's very lazy, but people still like it. And people repress the urge to laugh at that. Because if they did it, then the world would be too good. And so Nicki tapped into our urge to just talk about huge balls, which are very funny and for it to dominate 4 days of the news cycle.
Yeah, well, I guess it took everyone's mind off of the other horrible thing that happened, which was the AOC wore a dress that had some words on it. I believe the words said "I eat shit." Is that what she?
Yeah, where I eat shit. Yeah, it said I eat shit.
Beautiful white dress with "I eat shit" written on it.
It was a credible bomb threat. She had a credible bomb threat written on her dress. That would have been cool. She had the entire lyrics to "Wake Up" by Rage Against the Machine written on her dress.
I was just listening to a little bit of the old Rage during my grocery run right before the show.
We're both huge Rage fans. We think they're great.
I love the band Rage Against the Machine. What can I say?
I think all three albums are great. I love them all. I like all the songs on them. I can't get enough of that. I'm glad they only released 3 albums and that covers album, but who cares about that one?
Yeah. Well, I wish I think they're on tour now because they need money, but yeah.
Yeah. Right on! outside the door and testify.
No. You
What,
have
I
to
can do Zach De La Roca. What is he? He's white. What is Zach De La Roca?
No.
He's Jewish. He's Jewish, so I can do it.
have never heard anyone sing his songs in a good way, which because you can't. He's just so small and angry.
Who controls the present now? Controls the future. Or is that Adam Sandler doing? Who controls the present now? Controls the future.
Yeah,
it's right outside your door and testify.
I mean, when Paul Ryan came out and said he was a huge fan, it kind of took the shine off.
Oh, I mean, that's the you can engage. That's the power of Rage Against the Machine is you don't. No one listens to the lyrics and no one engages with the very, very Marxist things they are constantly saying and alluding to and making reference to. They have a whole reading list, which includes. I don't think it includes the Little Red Book. It'd be funny to include the Little Red Book.
Gotta read the theory to understand Rage Against the Machine.
It's in order to get all of Zach's lyrics, man. No, they are good. Why am I imitating a hippie? I am that hippie. I do think Zach De La Roca's lyrics are very good.
Well, go follow them on tour.
It's like, do you know how difficult it is to do political rap and sell it and to not sound totally fucking dumb?
Well, you have to have the genius guitar maestro Tom Morello backing you.
Mm-hmm. Harvard-educated guitarist Tom Morello.
Is that how he learned how to use the wah pedal so good?
Yes, he learned to use the wah pedal from Alan Dershowitz at Harvard.
Listen.
You're gonna murder your wife with this guitar lick, kid.
You want to know how to make your guitar sound like a harmonica? Come to Alan Dershowitz's wah seminar.
Alan Dershowitz's wah seminar. You can learn to make your guitar cry as you can make the orphans cry of the woman that you just murdered and got away with.
I don't think you should associate Harvard undergrad with law professor Alan Dershowitz because they're separate, totally separate.
No, but he's just patrolling the dormitories. He's old Uncle Alan going, hey kids, what's up? He's got his sunglasses and he's got his denim jacket and he's like, how you doing? Back in school, he's doing fist bumps.
I haven't heard too many famous people who went to Harvard lately. Who's the most famous young person we know who's
who's a Harvard grad?
Is there ever going to be another late night host who graduated from Harvard?
Bree Joy Gray is a Harvard grad.
Didn't Natalie Portman? Did she go to Harvard?
She went to Harvard.
Did she?
Maybe it was Yale. Who cares?
Was it James Franco that went to Harvard?
James Franco went to Rape University.
Oh man,
which I guess is every university.
That was in Philly, right?
Yeah. I got a scholarship to Rape University. You'll have the best rape professors at the Rape campus.
That's where Ben Roethlisberger played in college.
It's Ben Roethlisberger played the rape quarterback. Max Landis teaches screenwriting there. He came up with Orc Cop at Rape University. The dumbest, worst idea. Fucking such an idiot. I'm an idiot.
He's young. He's our age, right?
He's like 32. He's like 33. The year that Jesus died. Max Landis died for our sins. He wrote Chronicle for our sins. Max Landis. He wrote American Ultra for our sins.
And he's got a notoriously thin skin, right?
He'll respond to people which I sympathize with because I definitely overreact on social media like a little bitch constantly. But he does it at scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fair. I know I do this.
You should get a new Twitter just for that. And
just for being a reactive piece of shit.
Well, you told everyone that you were like, I'm Jewish, and for something, and it's like the podcast is. It's the podcast again.
It's a Jewish podcast. You know, we're half Jewish on the matrilineal side, so we get away with it.
You're like, well, what about me? I'm Jewish. Should I like Canada.
You're basically Jewish.
I'm 1/8, so
that's fine.
Hitler would have really. He would have given me the Larry David look, you know, the like.
Just a little Jew. Just a small amount of Jew. A dab of Jew in you. But yeah, I wonder where they crossed the line. You know, if you were like a 30-second Jewish.
I think it was at 1/4.
It was at 1/4. Yeah. Okay. Because there's an apocryphal story about Hitler himself having Jewish heritage, but I think that's not true.
I don't know exactly if it was 1/4, but I'm pretty sure it was. I think I looked it up once, and that's the kind of thing the Nazis would be like. There's a threshold. There's an exact scientific threshold. And we figured it out with our amazing doctors.
You'll see, the scientist Jakub formulated, he created the Jews when he was grafting. The Nazis believed in Jakub.
Did they?
No, they believed in big head scientist Jakub.
Well, maybe the myth. Is Jakub considered a myth? Can I say it's a myth?
I think they believe. I think Nation of Islam Yakub is a real historical figure. I might be lying about that.
And he did create everyone in a giant pot, so that's real.
He didn't. No, he created. What did he do? What was grafting? It was just eugenics. He just did eugenics on people. It wasn't magic. It was brutality.
Okay, so he did grafting?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yakubian. Grafting is just like getting a lot of people in a room and selectively breeding them, essentially.
And he created the white race.
Yeah, he created the white race through this method.
Wow. And that's real. You believe that?
That's what I believe that... I believe that there is one God and Jesus was his son and Yakub was his prophet and he created the white race through a brutal selective breeding process.
And so this took place, of course, on the island of Patmos.
On the island of Patmos, yeah.
In the Aegean Sea.
Yeah. Fucking Greeks.
Well,
basically, It's the Greeks. Basically, Yakub was Greek. Wow. Is what we're saying. And from him, the Greeks... The original whites. That's
so. According to Wikipedia,
Greeks, the original whites.
According to Wikipedia, the evil white scholars have claimed that, in fact, this was made up by Wallace Fard Muhammad, the founder of the Nation of Islam. It doesn't sound made up to me any more than what the Mormons believe.
Or, I guess there is a historiography of Jesus, but who knows? That could have just been put there by Christians trying to say that, no, he was real. He was a real guy. But I don't know, maybe there was someone like Yakub who was some sort of early weird white supremacist, and just the legend got passed down until he became a big head scientist. But more likely it was sort of invented as a way to show the idea that blackness is the natural state of things and that whiteness is a corruption, which was sort of needed when... Well, not needed. I can't speak on it at all, but I understand the reaction when you have a society that tells you, hey, you're black, you suck. It's like, no, actually, I'm black and I'm better than you because I'm black. So that was sort of the gist of it. At least I think, in my terrible white man opinion. Well, I get to weigh in on Yakub.
I'm looking up this guy, Wallace Fard Muhammad, who founded the Nation of Islam. He was an interesting guy. Interesting guy. Have you read that stuff?
No.
Very interesting. No one knows where he came from or where he went. He disappeared, and they don't know much about where he was born.
Oh my God, he's Cotton Eye Joe.
I don't know what that means.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Oh, you're right.
Where did you come?
Those are, in fact, the lyrics. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
rednecks. The 90. Weren't we talking about AOC's fucking dress?
so Peyronie's disease is a penile condition that develops when scar tissue called plaque forms inside the penis and causes erections to be curved and painful.
Scar tissue that I wish you saw. Penis hurts and I know it all.
Yeah.
Penises and I kiss you 'cause with my penis hurts. And my penis hurts this lonely view. With my penis hurts, it's a lonely view. Anthony Kiedis is the worst singer of all time.
Yeah, maybe the bad singer, but a brilliant lyricist.
What Bob with the cutting in your horse beat? What's the song with your one with your 4 feet? Some of California in the California raisins. Gonna fun up with your California raisins.
I'm sorry, we got so far off topic. We were talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's beautiful white dress. That's
AOC's dress and you hit with the straces. California in the AOC stasis.
It said tax the rich on it, and Maureen Dowd, of course, wrote a column in the New York Times being like, tax the rich? What? What's a pompous little squirt? And then Maureen Dowd said you can ignore AOC.
I guess so. I mean, the message was well chosen because it had the effect of everybody paying attention to her, which was ultimately the goal of it. Because I think AOC understands the irony of wearing a tax the rich dress at the fancy ball for the rich Halloween lovers. You're literally going to the Eyes Wide Shut party with a tax the rich dress. It's funny.
No, well, I mean, if you went to the Eyes Wide Shut party, you weren't going to say tax the rich on your outfit. You want to say something that would shock their sensibilities. So you have to be like something like, I'm monogamous or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because they're all sex fiends.
They're all having a big you're going to a big orgy. You just be like, no, red stoplight. If we're at a stoplight party, red means taken, green means go. Remember those?
No.
We had those at bars, right? You remember them?
No, that's I didn't try and fuck.
Orange means maybe. I always wear orange.
Sounds like a fucking nightmare.
I'd wear orange and be like, maybe.
Maybe I'll fuck you. Maybe I'll fuck you. Who knows?
Yeah, they had them in Manor and they played techno music and people. I don't know. It's definitely some people died and were buried and never found again. I think.
Sure. Yeah. Stoplight parties. Never again. Never again. So fucking another development in the story that was really funny is the person that designed her dress, who AOC touted as an immigrant designer when she's an immigrant from Canada. It's just very funny.
Yes. So that counts. It counts.
But it also turns out she does a lot of tax cheating and wage theft.
You know what you should do that would be funny? You should get a nice thick tan. Put a little stank on your accent.
No. Put a little aquafina. Just to do a little aquafina.
Cross down the border down here. Hang out by the Home Depot.
No. Wrong. Steve, no. Wrong.
I'll come pick you up and put you in the back of my truck. And you can do my roof.
I would be the worst day laborer of all time. I would just die on your roof from heat stroke immediately.
Yeah. And
Not tough.
I call ICE and be like, I don't know how it got there.
It's this white guy with shoe polish on. What is he?
Your spray tan is like is washing off your dead body in the rain.
This is this line of joking about, for some reason, me who just deciding to impersonate a brown person in order for you to have your jollies. Your jollies.
But it'd be funny because then they'd be like, are you an illegal immigrant? And you'd be like, yes, but Canadian.
I'm Canadian, but I'm racist. I'm a racist Canadian, and we're having fun right now.
I'm just racist. You're racist. Yeah. No, you got to turn it around on them.
Yeah,
it's like, you're
this is our traditional dress in Canada.
Like, because I'm tan and I was also kind of doing an accent that would indicate.
What about me doing this accent makes you think I'm racist, Holmes? Come on, Holmes. What about me doing this accent? It's two Hispanic cops, I'm going to Officer Jimenez. Yeah. It's like, dude, I'm an illegal immigrant from Canada, man. Across the border. Okay.
I knew you would see how funny it was if you just
I'm seeing the comedy potential. But because I would cross the border at Detroit, too, so there's this extra weird dimension.
Do it in the middle of winter.
Just roofing in the middle of winter.
You slip and fall.
This is how Canadians do it, man. We roof in winter while being racist to Mexican people, okay?
Or any Central American. I mean,
any Central America.
It's always one thing that pisses me off is when there's these Americans who don't bother to differentiate, At least learn the names of other countries besides America and Mexico.
That's all there is. It's all there. Mexico is Central America. Guatemala, it's Mexico. Forget about it. Costa Rica, forget about it. It's Mexico. Panama, fuck off, Mexico. That's what Mexico is.
Shit. So a white lady disappeared, and it's in the news. The New York Times.
No,
the New York
famous
Times,
white lady?
They wrote a whole article about a white lady who disappeared.
Not a white lady.
Yep.
Everybody loves white women. They're not the butt of the jokes. Well, they're not the butt of the jokes constantly because they're annoying and terrible.
If you've seen her, Gabrielle Petito, who left Long Island, New York, in a van with her fiance Brian Laundrie.
Okay.
Brian Laundrie.
Shouldn't be laughing. Yeah,
she's a person of interest.
It's a Monty Python name. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of think it was Brian Laundrie.
It's, 9 times out of 10, it's the boyfriend.
Is it? Sometimes it's the gay best friend.
Oh, no. Wait, what? No, that's never happened.
Yeah.
Has it? Which gay best friend has murdered their hag?
I think,
the party monster guy murdered another gayman. Gaymen usually go after the others. Like, gaymen, whenever you have a gay serial killer, they usually go for men.
I'm pretty sure Liberace killed his female friend.
Did he? That's cool. Yeah. William S. Burroughs was a gay guy that killed his wife, so I guess you have me there.
So maybe our theories will join together here, and the reason why Brian Laundrie disappeared, Gabrielle Petito, is because she was threatening to tell the world that he's truly gay.
Or maybe he did it like William S. Burroughs, and he killed her trying to do a William Tell.
Oh, that sucks. That's horrible. You just don't care about your wife because you're gay, and you're like, I kind of want to try to do William Tell.
I want to do a William Tell, honey. Wouldn't it be so dramatic and grand? I'm gay. This is also a gay podcast. I'll be responding to Twitter beefs with I'm gay, so I can say this. Suck a male dick.
We should. Twitter beefs get us more exposure. You just have to make ones that are not personal to you.
That's true, but
start a Twitter beef.
I find that Twitter's much better if I'm just trying to crack jokes, and I'm only mean to the people that deserve it most.
No, don't even be mean at all. It's if you need to be mean, do an alt account, please.
No, not mean mean with my comics. I mean, okay. It's okay to be mean to someone like Peter Thiel because he's so far removed from me. It's not like I'm tweeting at some guy who's some dog account. And I'm like, hey, you're an asshole. Or, I try to not do that anymore. Sometimes my instincts get the better of me, and I say, you're a jerk. Even though I gain nothing from it. Except for potentially arguing with somebody.
Yeah, you gotta hack their account and then take over their account and post a bunch of horrible things.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Post a bunch of Jerry Sandusky is innocent stuff.
Yeah, I don't. Is that like the worst thing you could think of?
No, but it's a funny thing. I think being a Sandusky truther is very funny.
I saw someone do something that I considered doing and then didn't do, which was post a picture of the shit I just took as a reply to someone. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, that's why I was going to do that.
It's weirdly intimate.
Yeah.
This was inside me, and now it's inside your head.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's good analysis. That's exactly what you're like. Here, this was in me, and now it's in you. It's like a magic trick.
Yeah, I can put my poop into you.
It's like a Job-style magic trick. Yeah, but you thought of it, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh my god. You said Job, like from Arrested Development. For some reason, I heard initially Joe and I interpreted it as Joe Rogan, and I accepted it completely for a second. I was, oh yeah, of course, Joe Rogan's doing magic now. He's doing magic tricks now. He's become a real magic guy. He has just magicians on the show constantly. He's had Penn on for 12 episodes straight. Everybody hates Penn. He's from Massachusetts.
He's had Penn on for 12 episodes straight?
No, I'm sure Penn Jillette has definitely been on the Joe Rogan podcast.
I would bet $100.
Those guys, Penn and Teller are weird guys.
What are they just trying to like get everyone vaccinated all the time?
Is that their bent?
I don't know. I think so.
Penn just eventually became like a Beltway liberal instead of a libertarian. There was like a picture of him hugging Gavin Newsom and being like, "This is the best of all possible outcomes. Into the trash it goes." I can't do a good Penn impression, but you get the idea.
Well, I mean, he's annoying.
Is he? Yeah,
I find him annoying.
Do you like any of their entertainment? No. Any of their shows?
I guess. I don't know. I don't like anything. I like hearing people scream. That's my entertainment.
Whoa! Dark! Whoa, you're in the darkness parade. I was doing some dark posts. I was making some dark posts that I deleted for being too dark. I was like, I had a post where I was saying, "Bury me except for my legs so I can dance on my own grave."
Whoa. Whenever you feel that impulse, just promote the show. Just be like, listen to House of Decline.
Listen to House of Decline so I can say some dark I'm the crow. I'm like the crow of podcasters.
Shelley, how could you die? Shelley. Yeah.
That's funny.
Paint your face and something. Yeah.
The Crow.
I bought that movie. I was that guy. I was like, but then by the time I reached 11th grade, I was having competitions with my friend who could write the most emo poetry, and we were laughing about it. That's
pretty good. Do you remember any of your emo poetry?
It's just, stuff like, my soul is black like the inner workings of the universe and the void within my, but we were just exaggerating, having a good time in biology class, writing little
fun
fake emo poems.
But it's little did you know it's how you really felt. You were using irony. You were using irony to cloak the darkness.
Sort of. After I got Accutane, I kind of cheered up, after I didn't have pimples, like, every day. I should really just put that in the water in high schools. That would do more than antidepressants, which apparently are contraindicated for teens anyway. Mm-hmm. Every time I see an antidepressant ad, it's like, and if you're under 25, this might make you kill yourself.
Not unlike The Crow.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Lee. Haven't got a crow that day.
A crow grew wings.
And became a dove and flew to heaven. So it's been all about the celebs this week. AOC is the celeb congressperson. The Nicki Minaj is a celeb. The other celeb that got in trouble was Simu Liu from Shang-Chi because they found his old Reddit incel account for Asian incels. And
Seriously? Oh my god,
Yeah.
I have to look this up.
Oh, you didn't hear about it? It's great. It's great. It's a great horrible past. He was talking, he was doing he had a post where it was a sympathy for pedophiles bit, not unlike Noah Berlatsky. But it's that thing that people say is like, some people are just born that way, and think of what it is to be a non-offending pedophile, suppressing that urge. Let's have sympathy for the pedophiles. That's a pretty standard Galaxy brain take. That even figures in that Lars von Trier movie, Nymphomania. There's even a speech about that. And so Simu Liu got Reddit gold for making that observation. But also, was saying, posts expressing anger at black and white men dating Asian women. Which is, So, now, Disney has a choice. They fired Gina Carano. Chadwick Boseman died. And now here's another person of a movie that was fairly well received, made money at the box office, destined to be a franchise. Do they shit-can their star? And have the franchise, maybe Awkwafina becomes the new Shang-Chi. Hey, you want to hear my Awkwafina impression?
Sure. I'm just looking up this controversy. Why don't go for it.
Awkwafina, she talks like, "Oh, the Jello pudding pops. We're eating and we're talking about my vagina. It's." I talk like Bill Cosby. She doesn't talk like Bill, but that's the other thing is Awkwafina got under fire for always doing a black scent. Even though she's not really.
Said, "I'm all about the gender equality. However, girls are just not as good as boys at sports. And whenever I play volleyball with a girl on the team, I always get frustrated." I say they fire him.
Women are weak.
That's a dumb thing to say. He just doesn't know any girls who are good at volleyball, man. It's just find some new friends.
I'm sure there's lots of good volleyball girls you aren't hanging out with because you're just hanging out with people that try to flatter your ego. Simu Liu.
So you're gonna watch it anyway, despite him being an incel?
Oh, I already watched Shang-Chi.
How?
And it's,
How?
What do you mean how?
How did you go to a movie theater?
Yeah, I went to a movie theater.
Damn.
I like the experience, and I don't hate Marvel movies so much. I like a few.
Your health. What about your health?
Oh, I don't care. I love the pictures. I love.
What about your health? What about long COVID breakthrough?
No, I can see Jungle Cruise.
I know you saw that one.
I saw Malignant, which fucking ruled, and it's great in theaters.
Malignant.
Everyone go see Malignant. It's the new James Wan thing, and it's his Pain and Gain. It's except where Pain and Gain doesn't succeed, this totally succeeds in its ambition to be like a slapstick tribute to Giallo movies, essentially.
Oh, cool.
And it gets very dull in the middle, but it forecasts its tongue-in-cheek quality very early.
So were you like laughing and cackling in the theater?
Yeah, it's very funny, and it's in a way that where if you have that meta commentary, in movies, sometimes it can come across as arch. But this effectively threads the line of where you don't know if it's sincere or if it's faking it, which makes it a much more enjoyable experience because it's always either intentionally or unintentionally playing with that idea of whether James Wan actually thinks this is scary or whether he knows how goofy it is. And I think most people come down on, no, he knows how goofy it is. But yeah. It reminds me of Sam Raimi or something, and it looks really good. There's a lot of slickness, a lot of studio slickness. There's a shot where she's running through a whole house set, and it's really elaborately done and looks really cool.
Is there nudity?
Is there nudity? No, there's no nudity.
Well,
No, there's no nudity.
I don't know how much I want to recommend this movie.
There's a lot of cartoon violence, though.
I mean, you need both. Mm-hmm. To have a perfect movie, you got to have nudity, cartoon violence, cursing and swearing, and it's got to be no longer than an hour and 20 minutes.
So you're a fan of Ralph Bakshi movies only?
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but yeah.
Ralph Bakshi, he made very irrepressibly horny movies in the 70s. He made Fritz the Cat, Heavy Traffic, Coonskin.
I don't know any of these movies.
They're good movies, but they're like really horny.
Nice.
He's like, he loved the ladies. He loved the ladies. Just like Norm Macdonald. Oh no!
Oh yeah, that's problem. Is we have exactly 1 minute to cover the allegations against deceased comic Norm Macdonald, who apparently sexually harassed some female comedians. What do you have to say about that? You have 30 seconds.
Apparently every comedy person of that generation apparently sexually harassed everyone.
Okay.
Norm Macdonald seems to
all
be
we
less
have
on the
time for.
spectrum of that. I need to qualify my statement for the ladies.
I'm going to say he didn't do it. I'm just going to say Norm Macdonald's innocent. He didn't do it.
I probably did it.
That's all we have time for.
I mean, people can care, but he's more than one thing.
That's all we have time for today on House of Decline. Let's have a little bit of Gene Wave taking us out here. This is Gene Wave.